There we go. I don't know why it does that. It's something weird that. Okay, you should be able to hear me now. Let me see if I can get that. It was on. I think it was on that amount. I think it was on that amount. I just want to make sure I'm not too loud. Anyway, welcome anyway. Hello, how are we going? Um, yeah, I don't know why it does that sometimes. Like, it won't do it every single time I restart when I open up the streaming stuff. Um, but like, one out of every 3 or 4 times it'll do it. It's really annoying. Anyway, hello. How are you going? Welcome to the stream. Hopefully everyone's having a good day. Obviously, this is. I was just trying to repeat. What was I saying when I was muted? This is like the Crisis Aftermath sort of stream. I said I would do. The quality is sort of bad. Hello. Okay, you should be able to hear me now. And better. That once again, stupid. Why does it do? Anyway, I'm not going to bother getting too angry about it. It's annoying. Um. Anyway, you should be able to hear me now. Yeah, so basically what happened then was I restarted the audio, but for some reason, instead of going through my mic, it decided to go through my goddamn webcam. Don't ask me why. Technology is absolutely stupid. It just does something stupid like that. Anyway, so what was I going to do? Okay, yeah, all good. Anyway, don't worry. So yeah, this is the Crisis Aftermath stream. I was going to do it like yesterday. I think I was going to do yesterday, but I uploaded 2 videos yesterday instead. So I thought I'd upload a video earlier today and then do the live stream later on. So hopefully that's all worked out because I didn't want to leave this for any longer. Otherwise, I guess I could have, but I'd rather do it sooner rather than later. You know what I mean? But hopefully everyone enjoyed Crisis. This is the first time I've been able to talk to you live, I guess you could say, after this. Yeah, so it's cool to actually be able to do this because it's hard to get like a good grasp on what people are thinking from like the comments and everything like that, and also like the context as well. Because some people can like it's very one way. If that makes sense. But when it's live, it's easy to get a good grasp on what everyone's saying. Doomsday Clock next. No. No. You can't just pull a crossover and just chuck it into the Arrowverse. It has to fit. Like, Crisis fit because we already had the multiverse and everything like that. Doomsday Clock, no. You're sort of relying on a lot of things to line up there. Crisis was dope. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I really, really enjoyed Crisis. I know there was some people that didn't like it. I think it's mainly because I think if you had realistic expectations when you base it off the comic into the Arrowverse, what they'd said about it, it should have met your expectations. I think a lot of people that were disappointed by it were the people that put this, and this isn't any blame to you because you most likely haven't read the comic, which I understand. You don't. I'm not one of those people who said, "Oh my god, you can't watch comic book material unless you actually read the comic book." I'm not one of those people. However, in this case, I can understand why people would be annoyed if they hadn't read the comic because you hear people talk about Crisis, you hear about there's this big event, you think, oh my god, it's like Endgame, it's like just like some sort of big Lord of the Rings final battle. When it's nothing like that. The whole point of Crisis is to do some spring cleaning, and the biggest thing that happens in Crisis is the rearranging and I guess the destruction of the multiverse into one Earth. But in the case of the Arrowverse, because well, they're setting up something special going forwards. That's the DC multiverse in this new version. So that was the whole point. It was just to create that. That was basically the whole point. This was a reboot, literally copied original comic book Rebirth. Well, it's like post-Crisis. I guess it's weird because DC's done multiple of them. It's not like they've just done one definitive one and it just goes on from there. There's multiple of them. But yeah, we'll get into the stream properly. I don't know why I randomly started and didn't do my normal intro. But welcome everyone that's coming in. If you want to get your question 100% read out or comment 100% answer, you can super chat. And so if you have any questions that you really want answered or to be brought up as a bit of a discussion, if you know what I mean, feel free to super chat. You can do that by over there. Pretty simple. If you want to become a member, you can become a member by clicking the join thing. If it's not there under the stream, you most likely can go to my channel and click there. Yes, Emmanuel, I did just start. I started, what, 5 minutes ago, roughly, or something. But about 2 minutes of it was muted or crap audio, so you didn't really miss much. Thickman863 with the $2. Thank you very much for that. Hey, Pagey, how's it going? Not bad. Yeah, not bad at all. It's raining outside, so sorry if it looks a bit. Honestly, I look like I'm on goddamn Titans. I look like I've got some stupid filter over the top of me. It's like raining outside, so there's not a lot of good sunlight coming in, so it might look different than it normally does. But apart from that, good. Hypershard 777 with the $2. If a Doppelganger Earth 1 and Earth 38 will both be on Prime. Yeah, but that's the thing. We haven't really met many Have we? Have we met any? No. So that was actually the sort of the smart thing. I don't think... Was there any Doppelgangers? In regards to Earth 1 and Earth 38? I guess technically we met the Earth... No, it was different, wasn't it? We didn't meet any doppelgangers from Earth 1 and Earth 38, did we? I think they're all different. They're all different people. I don't think there's any doppelgangers, no. I was thinking Alex Danvers for a second. Yeah, it's Alex Danvers, isn't it? Wasn't that in Elseworlds? That's the one I was thinking. I was like, no, that wasn't it, was it? But I think it is, isn't it? Because she had no idea who she was. But then she got through to her. Yeah. Yeah, it was Alex Danvers, yeah. Anyway, so I thought it was her. So that's the only one, really, I guess. And maybe they might reference that. There's a lot of people that are, and once again, I don't blame you, but there's a lot of people, like, wondering about various doppelgangers or various, like, history changes and stuff like that. I wouldn't overthink it at the moment, because if you overthink it now, you're going to create this own loophole theory in your head about how something's going to happen, and then they'll just have an easy resolution on, like, say, Supergirl or Flash or Black Lightning or something like that. So best not to overthink it until you get to the actual shows that happen. Oh yeah, James Olsen, but are we expecting Jimmy Olsen to come back onto the show? I mean, he left to film Mortal Kombat. I don't know if he's going to come back on the show. He might actually when he finishes filming that movie, I guess. Gary with the $2. How is the final episode of Arrow? How is the final episode of Arrow is going be about? I'm just going to assume that means how is the final episode of Arrow going? What's it going to be about? I'd assume it's going to be a lot of flashbacks and then Oliver's funeral. That's pretty much what I'd expect. And then I guess maybe wrap up for all the characters that we don't know we'll see in the future. Because I think they'll treat it as if we're saying goodbye to, say, like, Roy, Diggle, all these characters, even if they have intentions for them to show up on that Green Arrow and the Canaries, because who knows if that show is going to get picked up, because that's an important... We were talking about this the other day, how the Superman and Lois show got picked up, and what's his name? Mark Pedowitz, who's the president of the CW, was talking about next year's shows, didn't even mention Green Arrow and the Canaries, didn't even mention, and the possibility of Green Arrow and the Canaries, didn't even mention it at all. However, the big pilot order thing that comes around for potential CW shows isn't for another 2 weeks, I think. I think it's the end of January. I think they'd like to do it at the beginning of February, so then they have a month to prep it, and then they can film in March. So that might be there, but if they're doing a backdoor pilot, then you usually don't do a normal pilot. So that's, yeah, anyway, whatever. So, that's what the final finale of Arrow should be, just a lot of flashbacks and then a funeral, and then I guess wrap-ups for characters there. Scarlet Lightning 86 with the $5. Thank you very much for that. Did you see the article where Guggenheim did address Reverse Flash? Yep, I read it after I uploaded my video. I was like, typical. I didn't get to see it because I recorded that video I uploaded earlier today. Not yesterday, the day before, on the night of Crisis. That's when I recorded that video. So it was sitting on my computer. I edited it last night, but I hadn't seen that interview until about 2 hours before my video went up. So I saw it and I was like, I read it and I was like, my video still stands. Like if you've watched my video today, the point I make still stands, which is about the whole, if he wasn't in the crossover, even if it's hard to know if Guggenheim's telling the truth as well, but if he wasn't in the crossover, why was he in the trailer? Like, I'm still curious about that. Like if they had either no intention or if they deleted his scene, Well, actually, no, they deleted his scene that actually would have come after that trailer was done. So that's forget I even said that. But if he wasn't in the crossover at all, according to what Guggenheim's saying there, why was he in the trailer? You know what I mean? That's the only thing. Because as I've said leading up to Crisis, I was telling you guys, don't expect him in Crisis because episode 2 pretty much tells us, yo, that's not happening anymore. It's Anti-Monitor, not Reverse Flash. It's Anti-Monitor. So I was telling you guys, don't expect him in a Crisis. And I think most of you were agreeing. I was like, yeah, well, they said that. But the thing is then they show him in a trailer for the last 2 parts with what looks like he's running through the Speed Force. And then we find out that it looks like Barry's going to get sort of not trapped, yeah, sort of like trapped in the Speed Force. So you think, oh, it's going to be him in there. It's going to be him in there. So, and then he's not there. Like they show us in the trailer. And I know NJ Kubi just said, lol, he did say the next Crisis, but once again, irrelevant because as I said, in 602 of this season, that was the end of season 5. So anything that comes before 602 is irrelevant because the newspaper changed. So he said that technically before the changes came that moved Crisis back from 2024 to 2020 and then changed it into a cosmic threat with the Anti-Monitor. So you got to ignore everything from season 5 and earlier. Well, technically anything from before 602, which would, I guess, include 601. So you got to just, I don't know, hey, is there such thing as like a plug on your brain? Like, I don't know, is there something in your ear? You take it out, you tilt your head, let that information fall out, and then just keep everything from 602 onwards, because that's all that matters. Unfortunately, they sort of stuffed that up by putting that thing in the trailer. I'm still confused, because everything in that trailer is new footage, apart from the Reverse Flash stuff, unless that is actually from Crisis and it was a cut scene. It's so confusing, and it's annoying. I'm not annoyed that he wasn't in there. I'm just annoyed they misled fans, and there's anger. I personally couldn't give 2 craps whether he was in there or not because I preferred the Ezra Miller scene, and I think it was going to be between those 2. Which one was in there? Because to be honest, I've seen people saying, oh, but Paigey, I don't want to seem mocking, but this is just my impersonation voice. If you watch my videos for a while, this is just my impersonation voice. Oh, Paigey, they have to show Barry fighting Reverse Flash at the night that his mother died. And I'm like, no, why would you have that in this Crisis? This is a different Crisis. This is a cosmic threat Crisis. Are you telling me that you want them to randomly go off for 15 minutes? Well, actually, technically it would have been 1 minute if we're including it as a little cameo. Do you want them to run off for 1 minute, cram that in as the most crammed possible thing you could do? Like, I don't think you could... That's something that should be like a 20-minute sequence on its own, if not its own episode, in like some sort of season. But you're telling me you want it to be crammed into 1 minute of a story it's not even related to. I'm sorry, if you think that, then what the hell? I can't get along with that at all. I can't buy into that at all. I think that's complaining for the sake of complaining without any reason to be complaining. Is that English? Because it doesn't make sense to have that crammed in there. I can understand you being annoyed that Reverse Flash isn't in there because I understand. He was in the trailer. I understand why people are upset. And that's why I'm annoyed that they put him in the trailer if they didn't have an intention to put him in the episode. You know what I mean? Like, as I said, I don't care. I preferred the Ezra scene. It was much cooler. It opens the door to much more things in the future. More than that little Reverse Flash cameo would have. However, as I said, I'm annoyed for the people that are annoyed, if that makes sense. So it's just, yeah. I'm pretty sure I'll rant about it a couple more times when people bring it up again, but yeah, that's my initial rant about it. Can people stop writing the same comments in the chat? It's really annoying. You will just get timed out. Cara Allen 4587 with the $2. Thank you very much for that. Did you like how Oliver died or not? I like the sequence in which he died. I think the way he died was a bit... Because the thing was is that like Anti-Monitor just like disappeared. They didn't do a really good job of saying like where he went. That was the only thing I was sort of like... I'm not sure if I mentioned that in my review or not. So I was like, I wasn't annoyed at it. I was just like, where did he go? But But in regards to how Oliver died, I think we always knew they were gonna like kill him. Is he dead? Who knows? Because he's got those godlike powers, he technically could be like reborn. And it wouldn't surprise. Look, honestly, it's not going to be too surprising if in the Arrow finale we find out he technically is alive in that area where Felicity went to at the end of Arrow season 7. And it is like some whether he can get out of there or not, it's a big question. But I know we'll have to wait and see. But it will be interesting to see what happens there. But in regards to if I liked it or not, the sequence was good. I like the sequence. In regards to how he died, I was like, okay, well, it's like they just made him die for this because he had to die. That's what it felt like there. Has Guggenheim explained why they put him in the trailer? Well, that's the thing. Guggenheim doesn't make those trailers. So that was a CW trailer that was uploaded to the CW YouTube channel and that played on the the channel. You know, Guggenheim doesn't have anything to do with those trailers. So like the trailer that Guggenheim himself uploaded, like before parts 1 to 3 aired, and then the trailer that Stephen Amell uploaded about was it last weekend before, like maybe a week ago exactly. He would have overseen those trailers because they're made by his editors. The CW trailers are made by completely different people. So maybe someone at the CW just randomly chucked a reverse flash scene in there, or it was maybe deleted footage that they weren't meant to use. We don't know. I don't know if you're in the chat and you've asked him on Twitter, like tweeted at him, let me know. If you have Twitter, tweet at him. Let's see if we can get an answer. I don't know if we will, because it might be one of those caught between a rock and a hard place and he can't really answer it because he might have to actually reveal that, yeah, we did film something and had to cut it. But yeah, who knows? Bearing Cab with the $10. Thank you very much for that. Very generous. How about Martian Manhunter's magic ability to restore memories of people in the new Prime Universe, even people he hasn't met? Wouldn't these Prime Universe people essentially be doppelgangers of the originals? Sorry. Well, you got to remember, it's coming from Oliver. Oliver created this. It isn't like some history of the like in regards to Earth Prime. I guess like I don't know how necessarily they've made it work exactly because they didn't really make it clear, but it seems like Oliver got to choose what happened. But Martian Manhunter can do that. He can do that. But the big thing is in regards to the memories that he wouldn't have of them, if that makes sense. So he say if he met say like Renee, Dinah and stuff, like has he ever met them? Has he ever met Renee and Dinah? Has he met Diggle? Wait. I guess he would have met Diggle on the Wave Rider. But in regards to Renee and Dinah, how would he be able to give them memories of, say, the stuff that's personal to them? If that makes sense. Like, that's the thing I'm sort of like not 100% sure if that makes 100% sense. You know what I mean? But like in regards to just giving memories of like everything that he's experienced that they would have experienced it well, then fair enough. I'm just not sure how it makes complete sense in regards to like, say, Renee remembering what happened on his 21st birthday or something like that. That John probably wouldn't have any idea with, one, because he's been from a different Earth as well. So that's the big question that they sort of have to, I don't think they'll make clear. I think it's one of those things like, yeah, it's a comic book show, just go with it, but we'll have to wait and see. Yeah, you can say maybe he read Oliver's mind, but how would Oliver know what happened on Renee's 21st birthday? So that's what I'm saying. Paige, can you rank all the crossovers? I will. Actually, I'll do that after I get through these super chats. Remind me to do that if I forget, because I'm an idiot and I most likely will. Joseph Coppola, hopefully I pronounced that correctly, with the $2. Thank you very much for that. Where was Cisco? I've said this before. It comes down to cost. So the crossovers don't fall under the salary of the actors. So say like on average an actor gets $50,000 an episode, and you might be saying, oh my god, that's a lot. It actually isn't. They get more than that. Well, some get more than that, much more, sometimes double. But just say it's $50,000. That's like their base episode fee that, you know, averages out to just that episode. Then for the whole season they get X amount. that doesn't cover crossovers unless it's on their own show. So if it's Cisco, he can appear on the Flash episode, and if you noticed, he appeared on the Flash episode. So he can appear on the Flash episode and it doesn't cost them anymore because it's a part of his contract. But if they want Cisco to appear on the Arrow or Legends episode, they have to pay him more. Now, you would notice that Caitlin appeared in the Flash and Legends episode, so they had to pay Caitlin a singular episode fee. And the reason that they did that is so they had a familiar character who was a metahuman that sort of can interact with that Star Labs thing and sort of made sense to the plot with like Nash Wells, but wasn't as expensive. Like if they wanted Candice Patton, they would have had to have paid more money because Candice is on more money. So it pretty much goes, I think it's Grant and Tom Cavanaugh are the most expensive. And then I think it's Candice, and I think she's just above Danielle because Candice is the female lead. So if they wanted Candice, they would have paid more money. And it wouldn't have been like in the context of things, like in like a ratio, the percentage wouldn't have been that bigger. But I guess you've got to save money where you can save money. And I think probably Caitlin, I guess, served the plot better in regards to that Starlab stuff. So they had to pick and choose where they wanted characters, I guess. It was pretty much you could have Caitlin or Cisco there, and I guess they went with Caitlin because she could do the whole Killer Frost thing, and I guess it looks cooler on screen. So yeah. That was a long answer, I guess, just for where was Cisco. Money. That's why Cisco couldn't appear. Rachel Him. That's an interesting name. With the €5. Thank you very much for that. I really hope they build a set for the league, not this warehouse/hangar with water on the floor and trash in the background. I'm sure they'll clean it up because I don't think they'll leave a dodgy warehouse with just some just that nice. It's a very nice table and some very nice chairs. I doubt they would just leave it in the middle of a dodgy warehouse. So I'm sure it'll get cleaned up. The issue is that I'm pretty sure it's like a working hangar. So they can't, like, if they really want to use it for the crossovers, they have to like book it out. So yeah, I'm pretty sure it's like a working hangar. So that's a big issue there. But I'm sure next time around they'll probably clean it up. If not, maybe make it like an indoor set, if that makes sense. So they might make it, oh, we did some renovations, and they do like exterior shots of that area, but then inside maybe it's a studio and they've cleaned it up a bit. Like that, it wouldn't surprise me maybe if, like, you know, the Arrow bunker, maybe if they change up the Arrow bunker a bit to make it like the inside of like a Hall of Justice sort of thing. It wouldn't surprise me if they did that. And Gabriel Moura with the 2 something. Hello, Paige, you have a viewer from Brazil, so I'm guessing that's Brazilian currency. I'm not too sure what it would be exactly, but thank you very much for that. Marty Griff with the €5. Thank you very much for that. Wasn't there a comic story of Lex as president/good guy, but is really an evil mastermind? Yeah, like he becomes the president of the United States. So they're sort of playing off that, except he's just the head of the DO. I think it'd be too much to make him the president of the United States. But I did hear, I don't know what interview it was from, but apparently one of the planned scenes that they were going to do for Lex Luthor in Crisis, is that it was the Michael Rosenbaum Lex Luthor as the president on that Earth, because we heard that, and they sort of like name dropped that when we went to the Smallville Earth. And I think it was going to be Tom Welling meeting him there. I don't know what what would happen in that scene, but that was meant to be one of the scenes there. But they're pretty much playing off that thing. I'm interested to see how long that lasts on Supergirl in regards to Lex being a publicly seen good guy. Emanuela with the €2.29. Thank you very much for that. I don't think Oliver died. He was just drained out. I think he's technically dead. I think he's technically gone to wherever they want him to go, but he's not dead, if that makes sense. Like, he's dead, but not dead. He's undead dead, or dead undead. One of the two. He's dead, but not really 100% dead. So, as I said, I'm pretty sure the Arrow finale will lay that out in concrete as to what exactly is going on with Oliver. So I think it's probably best to wait till then. Like, we still have 2 weeks until that, but that's probably when that'll be fully revealed, you have to think. Gwendolyn with the $5. Thank you very much for... Oh, no, sorry. Gary with the $2. Are you sad that there won't be any new Wells? How do you know that, Gary? There's a new multiverse. They could get it from anywhere. There's a completely new multiverse. That's the thing. The Wells could just be the only character that comes in through the multiverse all the time. So yeah, it could be heaps of new Wells. The interesting thing is going to be what they do with Nashwells in this back half. Apparently he's going to have like a really big arc in this back half, so I'm intrigued to see what they do there. But yeah, there's a new multiverse, so they could easily bring in another Wells if they wanted to. Quentin with the $5. Do you think the changes are going to benefit the shows in the best ways going forward? Do you think they will tie up all the character arcs on Arrow? In regards to like benefiting the shows, in some ways yes, in some ways no. Like the major, I think, it's not a negative really. The major issue I think is like the fact that they're all on the same Earth. So why, if like Flash is struggling with something, why can't Supergirl come over and help him, and vice versa? You know what I mean? Like they can just do that. So that's the big issue they're going to face, and they'll probably address it on the shows as well. And there's even things like how there's like Leviathan on Supergirl, and then there's Black Hole on the Flash this season. Some like secret organization, you know, very mysterious. So it's very similar, and they both literally across the water from each other. So in each city, they've got a mysterious organization going on. But the benefits is small little cameo crossovers. Like I think that's really cool, the potential of that. So one episode like Cisco could just randomly go to Supergirl. They need help. Like Wynn's not there, so and like maybe Brainiac's busy. Hey, Cisco, can you throw us a bone? Can you come help us? Various things like that, or vice versa. Legends, I don't know, crossing over with anything like Supergirl and Batwoman. Various things like that. Just all of it being on one Earth just opens up the opportunities for little things going forward. That are exciting, just as a fan of this universe, that they're all finally on one Earth. Like, I'm not expecting them to cross over every single week, because that's ludicrous to think that. But just the potential of, like, more mini crossovers is exciting. And do you think they'll tie up all the character arcs on Arrow? I think they'll try their best. Especially, at least for the characters that have been there since season 1. So, like, Diggle, obviously Oliver, I guess Felicity, Laurel, obviously, and I guess any returning characters, Roy, Thea, I guess. So any characters that have been there for a while, I guess they'll try their best with Renee and Dinah as well. But definitely the characters that have been there for a while, they'll try their best to tie them up as best as they can. Joseph Coppola with joining the membership. Thank you very much for that, Joseph. Greatly appreciated. You get that new bunch of emojis. I think I can add 2 more. I should actually maybe add one of Oliver as a Spectre, but there's a bunch of emojis you get for joining the membership. Geek Information with the $5. Do you think Black Lightning will film in Vancouver next season? Well, what's the possibility? I would say like they'd probably love to. They'd probably love to be able to film in Vancouver. And also if you... Like, I think one of the streets they film on Black Lightning is literally, I know it sounds weird, but it sounds like it's like literally a street doppelganger to a street in Vancouver. Cause, what was it? Someone showed me, I think it's from Arrow season 3, and they're having a fight there, and they showed me a thing from Black Lightning, and the streets look exactly the same. So I know it's just one street, it's not a lot of things, but like there's similarities in some architecture, I guess you could say, where I guess they could pass off bits of Vancouver as bits of Atlanta where they film Black Lightning. The big issue is, and I know it sounds, I don't know about the demographics of, I know this is going to sound like weird me saying this, and just going through this. I don't know what the demographics of Vancouver are, but obviously Black Lightning has a high African-American cast population in regards to extras. I don't know how many like African-American working, well, I guess African-Canadian, I don't know what you'd call it, what would African-Canadian would it be? I don't know. What the, how many working extras and actors there'd be in Vancouver to fill the show. So that's a big issue they'd have, because they can't fly in all these extras. They have to be in the city to film. Atlanta is like a working city for like filming stuff. Like Stranger Things films there. Like the new Suicide Squad's filming there. Doom Patrol films there. Like there's all this crap that films there. Is it Afro-Canadian? Is that the best? Is that the term? Okay, I wasn't too sure. I was going to say African-American. I was like, well, hold on. It's in Canada. So that's the big issue that they have there. And you can't, fly everyone in there. So they'd probably stay in Atlanta unless there's some weird thing where they just go with it or something and they just try their best. So yeah, that's the best thing. Just say black people. I got attacked for that once. So I try to be as like politically correct, so don't attack me because people love attacking me. But yeah, like I'd say they probably stay in Atlanta. But the thing is for crossovers going forward, they will just plan so ahead of time it's not even funny. So even if they had to start filming Black Lightning like 2 weeks ahead of time, so then they can have a bigger break. So whether it's just Cress Williams or it's, you know, Lightning Thunder, Black Lightning, and other characters can go to Vancouver and film, and I guess vice versa if they need to film scenes in Friedland, if they need to do the scenes down there. So they'll probably just structure it as best as they can. But that's for us to wait and find out. I'm sure they have a game plan, but it's for us to wait and find out, I guess. Tony Rosemond with the $5. How will they handle an Arrow show set in the future but not spoil shows that are set in the past? Also, not mention Flash Kids to be announced and Superman Kids. It's pretty simple. That Green Arrow and the Canary show will take place a bit in the future, and they'll travel back in time, and it'll be set in the present day. I think that's pretty much what they're going to do, because I think setting an entire show in the future, you're going to face difficulties. Like really, like the flash forwards were really dull and boring last season, even this season when they were there, because it just looks so uninteresting. And I know this future's different, but even like just hiring the special cars and stuff you need to just drive on the streets is expensive. It's not expensive, but it's more money needed, or it's more money added that if you film in the present day, it doesn't have to be there. But who knows? Because the thing is, it's present day Laurel and present day Dinah that go to the future somehow. So we'll have to wait and see what they do there. I wouldn't be surprised. Like, my prediction is that they come back to the present day at the end of that pilot, end of episode 9 of Arrow. But who knows? They could just keep it in the future. They could just keep it there. Follow Me Nov with the $9, with the $10, sorry. Thank you very much for that. Greatly appreciated. Ezra being in the CW reboot of Universes, DCU benefits erasing the bad script that Whedon made him act. Hopefully, if movie of new Flashpoint. Hopefully, Ezra lives up to being an awesome Flash. What? I don't think it really matters about all this, the Justice League stuff there, and regardless of whether it was good or bad. It could have been the best movie ever. It could have been a 10 out of 10. We'd still be talking about it going, oh my God, I love that movie. The coolest thing is that just connects everything. Like the DC Comics accounts and stuff were tweeting out DC Multiverse. DC Multiverse was like an actual proper tweet hashtag that people were using on Twitter and everything like that. So that's the coolest thing, is that there's a proper DC Multiverse, which includes the Arrowverse, different shows, and also the DC cinematic stuff. And I think that just sets up something cool to happen in the Flashpoint movie, whether it is a lengthy cameo from Grant Gustin, whether it's like a decent amount of scenes, or even if it's just one scene where maybe we get the perspective of Ezra Miller in that situation, you know, encountering that Flash, and then maybe getting the idea to be called the Flash. And they could even do something where like they redo that scene and Grant and Ezra mentions what he's done, and Barry's like, oh, I did that once, goddamn Flashpoint. And then Ezra goes, oh, Flashpoint, you know, something like that. So it's cool. That's cool. It was, why people were complaining about it, I'll never know. I thought it was the coolest thing. It's easily, and I know we're only halfway through January, but it's going to easily be the best and most awesome comic book, TV, or movie thing this year. And we're only halfway through January. Nothing this year will beat it. No matter what happens in Birds of Prey, Wonder Woman, Black Widow, Eternals, and New Mutants, Venom 2, and Morbius, or any of the other movies that are coming out, nothing will beat that. Nothing will beat that. I know Morbius is doing some stuff with the Sinister Six, and nothing will beat that. I reckon that's top. That's easily like top 5 ever in a comic book, movie, or TV thing. Arguably, I'd honestly put it number 1. WandaVision will beat that. WandaVision couldn't beat a goddamn Homeless Man. Anyway, whatever. Seriously, WandaVision. Are you kidding? WandaVision. Pfft, who wrote that? WandaVision. Jose. Anyway, Jose, seriously, I'm sorry, Jose. You just made me like my brain almost like just melted from that comment. One Division. Seriously. Anyway, what were we talking about? Number one. It's number one ever this year. Maybe number two ever. We'll have to wait and see. Jose is right. You're about to get blocked as well, Jay. Gary Gamon with the... Sorry, my phone was vibrating for some reason. Gary Gamon with the $2. Do you have any siblings, Paige? And what time is it in Australia? It is 10 to 10. We'll say 10 to 10 in the morning. And yes, I have two siblings. I am Grant. I'm using my fans account. I don't believe that. Jamie Hartley with the $2 as well. Will they do anything with the new multiverse? Not straight away. Like, don't expect in the next 2 episodes of The Flash for them to go multiverse traveling, because you got to remember, I think they might struggle to have Barry travel the multiverse because it's reformed. So I think they sort of hinted that in the trailer for The Flash. So have you seen that new trailer that they came out? What's my Twitter? It's in the description down below. So you go to the stream, the description of the stream, my Twitter will be there. And if you can't click on it, then I guess you'll see my name where you can just search it up. But yeah, in regards to like the multiverse travel, in that trailer, Cisco talks about like the physics changing because it's a new multiverse. So maybe they're trying to get a reading of the multiverse. Like there was like a screen flickering with like blue crap on it. So they might have it that Barry tried to travel the multiverse, or even maybe they tried to track Earth 2 to find Jesse and Harry, or even like tried to get Earth 3 to go find Jay Garrick and everything like that, and they can't travel. So that might be something that they have to look into, or maybe they have to develop an item like Logan's just said, like the speed treadmill. Maybe they might have to develop an item like that where they can actually travel the multiverse that way. Maybe Barry himself at this moment in time won't have that power to easily travel the multiverse, so it might become a very restrained ability, or at least a very centered ability where you can only do it in a certain area. So it's almost like having like that breach device they had, like the breach portal thing that they had at the bottom of Star Labs. So that they'll make the multiverse, they'll at least make multiverse travel very difficult, if not impossible to begin with, and then they'll slowly develop through it. So yeah. The expert, is it gonna let me? There we go. The expert with $5 as well. Do you think the other shows will talk about Supergirl's identity reveal? Is that like from the set photos? I think, are you referring to the set photos that came out, which shows her, what do you call it? Like revealing her identity. I think that's from like an episode where it's like a vision or something. Like it's not real. So I mean, I think it's meant to be like a reality and where she actually reveals her identity, but it's not actually the proper reality. It's like some sort of dream sequence. I think it's called like It's a Wonderful Life. So it's pretty much a play on that movie. So it's not real, if that makes sense. Sorry if it's thundering. I guess it's good that it's raining in Australia because we sort of need it, but it's thundering. So if you can hear rumbling, it's thunderbolts and lightning. Very, very frightening. So yeah, I think it's like some sort of dream reality sequence thing. So they won't have to react to it. Random T800 Kiddo with the $5. Will Earth Prime being named after Superboy Prime's Earth, will it be addressed? Probably not. Like technically, correct me if I'm wrong, wasn't Earth Prime always meant to be like us? That's why I think they've named it Earth Prime, because the Earth's sort of like, they always make references to what we have here, like little things. So maybe that's why they called it Earth Prime. Am I correct in saying that wasn't like Earth Prime always meant to be like us, the comic reader, was Earth Prime, and then they had all Earth 1, Earth 2, Earth 3? I think that's what they used to. It was at least in one iteration we were Earth Prime. Yeah, Earth Prime is us. Yeah, so maybe that's why they've done it. But I'm interested to see what's Earth 1, because they showed us Earth 2. So what's Earth 1? Is Earth 1 the DC movies? I think a lot of people think that the DC movies will be Earth 1, if they ever like go that far and actually label them. So yeah. And yes, I did catch your reminder. I will go through my ratings of the crossovers right now. So I had it here. Let me get them up. So here. So a lot of people like, so I'll say this, and you let me know your ratings after I say mine. So yeah. So at number 1, I have Crisis on Infinite. Actually, sorry. Hold on. I'll put them on screen. So you can see it. Okay, so give me 2 seconds. Just for this to open, so I can put it on the thing, just so because it's easy for you to have a visual reference to it all. What do I call it? Crossover rankings, just so I can find it on my computer. Where are we? Live dashboard. Add image. Sorry for me being an idiot and being really inept at computers. Crossover image. Browse. Desktop. That's it. There we go. Okay, there's my crossover rankings. Okay, sweet. So it's covering the chat for a bit, but whatever. So at number 1, I have Crisis on Earth, Crisis on Infinite Earths, 2 Crisis on Earth X, 3 Invasion, 4 Elseworlds, 5 Flash v Arrow, 6 World's Finest, 7 Heroes Join Forces, and at 8, in last place, Duet. So yeah, it was really close between Infinite Earths and Earth X. Except Infinite Earths I think it was just more, if you watch the shows, it was just, you felt more for it, if that makes sense. It was just, yeah, there's just something to it. I just prefer it. It just edged it. Especially those last 2 parts, definitely edged it for me. Geek information with the $5. So we have John Kent. Will the other Super Son be Connor or Jason, like Superman Returns? I'm intrigued to see what they do there, because one will obviously be John. It wouldn't surprise me if they called him Jason, though. Maybe it's just as an homage to the whole Superman Returns thing, and that whole thing is brought up now. I honestly just thought I saw a spider crawl across my desk. It wasn't. It was a shadow of something outside, but it scared the living crap out of me. I'd say if they're going to name one of them, Connor or Jason, I'd probably say Jason. It'd be interesting if they called one. Man, imagine if one's called Alexander, as in Lex Luthor. That'd be crazy if one of them's called that. That'd be pretty damn crazy. Gary with the $3. Keep up the good work. I'll see you later. Farewell, Gary. Hope you had a good time. Hopefully you had a good time in the stream while you're here, sorry. But yeah, does anyone have any massive disagreements with my list there? I'm not saying if you would put one higher or one lower, would you put one 4 spots lower or 4 spots higher or 3 spots higher? Does anyone have any issues with my list there? I know some people might say it's Duet shouldn't be number 8, but I don't think Duet's necessarily a bad crossover on its own, but in the context of where it landed in the seasons, holy crap, it's terrible. I can't believe they placed it where it was. Jamie with the £2. I think one is called Damian Wayne for Super Sons. No, just that the character description came off as a very Damian Wayne character. If you actually join my Discord and you go to the news and info tab, I actually have the audition script for the Damian Wayne type character. So my Discord link's in the description down below, and if you go to the news and info tab, you can read through it if you want to. I think I'm one of the few that actually has it. Duet is the best. Well, it's definitely not the best. Flash v Arrow is number 2 for you. Really? I guess it's the first one, but that's the issue. It actually holds up. It holds up much better than Heroes Join Forces. Heroes Join Forces, I really have issues with. Watching it live, it's good. In retrospect, they screwed over Legends of Tomorrow Season 1 with what happened there. So, yeah. Elseworlds will be second for you. Yeah, it was cool, but the thing is, Elseworlds for me just felt like a pure prologue or a build-up to Infinite Earths. It didn't feel like its own crossover. You know what I mean? Elseworlds would work perfect leading into Crisis. You'd watch those 3 episodes of Elseworlds, then watch the 5 episodes of Crisis, and you'd have what's that? What is that? It's a 5-hour movie or something like that? A 4-hour... It's about a 5-hour, 5.5-hour movie. Or session, so you watch it over 2 nights, 3 hours each or something. I don't remember Heroes Joined Forces. Heroes Joined Forces is the one where Vandal Savage comes in, and it's where it's like the origin of Hawkgirl, and it's where like Hawkman comes in and makes her Hawkgirl by dropping off their building and stuff like that. It's the one where like Vandal Savage hits the thing and Oliver dies. Like everyone dies. You see Felicity die, and Barry has to run back in time to tell them to do it differently. So it's that one. Like it's got cool moments, but looking back at it, like pretty average, especially with what it's sort of stuffed up Legends season 1, the first half. Invasion aged badly for me. The Arrow episode is good, but the rest is so weird. I honestly haven't watched Invasion for a while. Wow. Okay. Hold on. Jesus. Okay, we're going to go through this live. I've just got to... You're going to see this, okay? You're going to see this. I didn't freeze in real... I guess I did freeze, but I didn't freeze, like the stream didn't freeze. What's this called? Okay. Get ready for this, okay? I'm going to bring this up on stream right now. Hopefully this isn't real. Hopefully this is like the biggest troll of all time. Can everyone read that? Jessica Chastain in talks to play Reverse Flash in Flashpoint. Actress Jessica Chastain, the star of Zero Dark 30 and It Chapter 2, is in early stages of conversation to play a female version of Reverse Flash in Warner Brothers' upcoming movie, Flashpoint, starring Ezra Miller. The villain's sex change decision came from screenwriter Christina Hodson, Birds of Prey, in conjunction with Andy Muschietti, who signed to direct the film. Muschietti and Chastain have previously worked together on Mama and It Chapter 2. Surely that's a troll. Like, surely that has to be fake. Hold on. I'm just messaging the person who sent it to me. Like, seriously, like, I wouldn't, I was saying this to a couple of people, it wouldn't have surprised me in the slightest if Jessica Chastain was cast, because she's got such good connections with Andy Muschietti. Why wouldn't she play Nora Allen? I know technically Nora Allen is like blonde in the comics. She doesn't necessarily... Actually, I think she's looked a bit different. She's looked a couple of different ways. She's not necessarily looked like the CW version, but why wouldn't she just play Nora Allen? Like in flashbacks or something like that. If they wanted her in the movie. She's too old to play Iris. I have a feeling they might recast the actress who was cast as Iris. But I don't think they'll go with a white actress. I think they might still go with at least a mixed actress or another black actress, just to avoid drama online. This sounds silly. Chapter is spelled wrong. It may be fake. Oh, down the bottom. Okay, well, they typed it, so it's a simple thing. It's like it's an official press release or something like that. So this is just someone posting it. So I wouldn't look too much into that. Like, I've seen spelling mistakes on official things that stay out for like hours. Man, I'd like it to be completely fake and not real at all. Didn't she play some kind of villain in the X-Men too? Yeah, she played like an alien that were meant to be Skrulls, but then they had to change it because of Captain Marvel. So yeah, but looking at that, hopefully it's incredibly fake. Why? Like, it's Eobard Thawne. Like, I can understand changing someone like Mirror Master or something, but that's like changing the Joker into a female. I know, yes, I know Martha Wayne Flash, but that's a completely different. That's like an Elseworlds thing. This is continuity, and you're changing Eobard Thawne. Like, what's it going to be? Eobana Thawne? Like, I'm not one of those people who's like, oh my god, you know, like a Batwoman. Like, I'm not one of those idiots that says that. But this is silly because you're changing a iconic character It's like, as I said, it's like the equivalent of changing the Joker into a female to fight Batman. You know, I don't understand it. It seems silly. It seems really silly. As I said, I wouldn't care if it was like Mirror Master or even like Heatwave or something like that. Like someone minor who won't be this ridiculous threat and stuff like that. But Eobard Thawne is so pivotal to this. Like, really, you shouldn't change much about him. You can change, like, what year he's from, I guess, but you got to really keep a lot of it to what it is, for it to work properly, to make it believable that this guy would do this. Same thing happened with Captain Marvel and but once again, I think that's really for, like, that's so obscure. Oh, no, it's not obscure, but it's something that I don't think people really gave a crap about. Like, I think a lot of the people that were complaining about it were, what do you call it? Just complaining for the sake of it. They didn't really care about Captain Marvel. Like, if I had to make a prediction, it smells like BS to me. It just doesn't really make sense. It doesn't make sense. And also, it happened 3 hours ago. I didn't see it on Twitter at all. And I was on Twitter pretty much all morning. Because I was posting crap. Like, literal crap. I wasn't posting legit stuff. I was just posting crap. I don't know. I'm going to say crap. I'm going to say poo. Poo on you. That was poo-poo. Poo-poo from Reddit. I usually don't listen to crap from Reddit anyway. It's pretty hard to believe it because anyone can post it. Honestly, 4chan half the time is more believable than Reddit. So, page of that user only has 3 posts ever on Reddit, and 2 of them are about Rooney. 2 of them are about Rooney Mara being in a Joker sequel. So, well, that makes me believe it's 100% BS as well. Because they haven't really, like, that Joker. If they do a Joker sequel, that won't come out for a couple of years, I don't think. Have you seen the new Stargirl footage that shows the villains in the JSA? I haven't watched the trailer yet. I've downloaded it because I might do a video on it. I'm not too sure if I will. I'll have a look through it. If it has enough new content, I'll make another trailer video on it. Especially if it shows the JSA and stuff. I did see a picture of it, though. A screenshot from it. I saw it on Twitter. It had, like, the picture of the JSA sitting at the table, and you could see Jay Garrick and everything like that. So that's the only thing I've seen from it. Outside of the thumbnail on YouTube. Welcome, JLF Studio. Welcome to the stream. Hey Paige, have you read the comic tie? No, because it wasn't available in Australia outside of one place, and they got like 1 copy. So I've pre-ordered it, but I don't get it till like June or July or something. That's when I'll be able to get it, when it'll get delivered. How did Heroes Join Forces ruin Legends? It pretty much takes away a lot of the origin story of Hawkgirl, Hawkman, and Vandal Savage, and then they try to repeat it in Legends, and it's just like repeating stuff. It's just like, if you just didn't do that, like, what they should have done was had another threat, not had Vandal Savage. Vandal Savage shouldn't have been the threat, because when you start Legends, they just basically restart the Vandal Savage thing. What they should have done is had Hawkman seeking Hawkgirl to activate that thing. We just had like another villain. Maybe have like a Hawkman and Hawkgirl villain from the comics, or have like a classic JSA type villain or something like that. They should have done something along those lines. For everything like that. And even like when they do like the whole thing where he takes like Vandal Savage's ashes and stuff like that. I have issues with it. I just felt like it really slowed down that first half of Legends and made Legends Season 1 the first half not that great and a bit of a burn. Legends Season 1 it picks up in the back half very well. Like, they really recollect themselves very well in that first season in the back half. But that crossover really hurt them in the first half. Outside the first episodes where you're seeing them interact for the first time, where it's sort of enjoyable. What if Sarah and John Jr. become the Wonder Twins? Actually, that's a very good question, or at least topic to bring up. If anyone remembers, last season, was it the beginning of this season? I'm going to say it was last season. Cecile, actually, yes, it was. It was the Cicada season. Cecile references 2 metahuman twins who lost their parents during the satellite incident. Is that the Wonder Twins? Did they have a pet monkey? Or they met a pet alien monkey? Or was Gleek always there and he's going to find the Wonder Twins eventually? That happened last season on The Flash. So was that the Wonder Twins? Probably not, because it seems like they made them up for this crossover, but maybe it was. Maybe they can connect that if they want to, but who knows? Why do you think Sakapara is not in the Infinite Earths? Probably just time, and once again, maybe money. Like, did he really need to be there? Probably not. I don't think he needed to be there. But the thing is, if they didn't have an intention to use him in Infinite Earths, why bother with him in Elseworlds? Because he felt really out of place in Elseworlds. Like, why was he in Arkham? Flash Season 5 is the worst season. It's really close with 3. It is really close with 3. Season 5 really shouldn't have Cicada as the full villain. Like, Cicada works amazing as a first half villain for that show. And I didn't want Reverse Flash as the villain, so I don't know who they could have brought in. But yeah, like, Cicada shouldn't have been the whole season villain. They really struggled there. But perfect. It would have been an amazing first half villain. But I don't know what they could have done for the back half. Crisis is absolute terrible. Thank you, Chi-Town sports fan, for that terrible opinion. Hey Pagey, what's up, man? Love you and your channel. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. The last Zoinks? Isn't that what? Is that what Shaggy says? Shaggy and Scooby Doo Zoinks? No. Who says Zoinks? Is it Velma? No. Shaggy. Good on him. Good on him. Good on you, Shaggy. Hey Paige, is the thumbnail legit? Yeah, it is. It's The Flash and The Flash. Do you think they will make Infinite Crisis on the CW? They could. I don't know if you next season. I think they said it's like a smaller crossover, but big at the same time. So that makes it sound like it's like a smaller scale crossover, but it's maybe like more episodes because you got more shows on Earth Prime. So yeah. My drug dealer calls me Shaggy. Like, I don't know if that's a compliment or not. Do you eat a lot? Do you have a really good metabolism or something? Do you think any non-CW DC shows will address Crisis, even if it's a small Easter egg? They could. Like, they easily could just have like a quick Red Skies moment or something like that. It's hard to tell. Like, maybe Titans could, because Titans actually doesn't start filming for like another 3 months or something for the next season, so they easily could work something in if they want to. But it's up to them if they want to. Like, it's up to them. Why did the Monitor need the dwarf staff from Earth 2 to create Harbinger? Shaggy says Zoinks, Velma says Jinkies, and Daphne says Jeepers. And Scooby says Scooby-Dooby-Doo. Do you think Grant Gustin will have a cameo in the Flashpoint movie? At this stage, I'd say yes. So if you don't know, pretty much Jim Lee orchestrated that whole cameo. At least was like the person putting the pieces together, and they had people on the other side sort of negotiating. And it seems like he's the orchestrator or the architect of the entire DC universe now in regards to everything that's going on. So he's not necessarily, he can just say what the TV show can do, but he's basically mapping out in the entire DC multiverse now, which includes the movies and all the TV universes as well. So it seems like they really do want to make, and this is what DC should do, because Marvel's never going to do it. Like, Marvel won't do it. They just won't. Like, I know they got Doctor Strange in the multiverse of madness, is it? In the multiverse, whatever it's called. But how much of the multiverse are they really going to explore? They're just going to like really introduce the multiverse. Like, I know Spider-Man referenced it, but they never did it because it was all bullcrap. So they're just going to introduce the multiverse there. But if DC can get to the point where really a lot of their stuff is multiverse, it means they can do anything. It means they can literally do anything. So by this, I mean the Earth that Joker's on is an Earth in the multiverse, and this Earth can be this DC Black Label Earth where they do all this this origin stuff for like the villain. So like, say if they do a Scarecrow movie, it's set on that Earth. Will we see a crossover? I highly doubt it. But you could get all this stuff on that Earth, and then you could get an Earth, just all these different Earths where they do Elseworlds stories. So there's an Elseworlds Earth where it's Gotham by Gaslight. There's an Elseworlds Earth where it's Red Sun Superman. There's an Elseworlds Earth where it's whatever, like just all these different Earths and everything like that, and they can just do different interpretations. They don't have to follow one simple or single continuity, which can get annoying, or not annoying, but you can trip over your own feet in regards to that, or trip over your own plot lines and everything like that. That is so smart, and while it might be confusing to the general moviegoer, I don't think it really matters too much, because I don't think the general moviegoer really thinks too much. You know, the general moviegoer doesn't go into Endgame with theories. They just go in to watch a movie. And while they might be confused, say if they go watch a Red Sun Superman, they go, why the hell is Superman Russian now? They'll be like, okay, well, I'm still enjoying the movie. That's all they care about. And if they really enjoy it and then they maybe look it up and they get caught up in the whole, you know, multiverse thing, then good on them. But it's more for just the people that want to follow it. So if they can go about doing that and crossover when relevant and if needed and if it works, awesome. Like, why wouldn't you do that? I know, as I said, if you keep like writing the same comment, you're just going to get timed out. Like, it's like asking for an L. I can't click in thing here. Hold on. Let me try and do this thing. I did it before and it worked. Damn it, not working. Oh, here we go. I can click up here. The Purple Rants. Thank you very much for that. $5. Thank you very much. The only way to save the future is the one where the Flash dies. Not really, just kidding. The Flash must die. No, just messing with you. Yeah. Well, we all knew it wasn't going to be Al Barry. Like, really, if you thought it was going to be Al Barry that died, I mean, you're waiting for disappointment. Like, he was obviously not going to die. Have you seen the promo for Marathon for Flash? I did a video on it. Go to the channel Fia. You can see my video. It is called How Crisis Ending Affects the Flash. That's the beginning of the video, or the title. Click on it. You can watch it. There's my thoughts on the trailer. Uploaded it, yesterday? Yeah, yesterday. Does Mon-El exist in this brand new world? Hopefully not, but he probably does. Kind of sad Jay Garrick didn't show up. Still happy we got John Wesley Shipp though. Yeah, well, he's probably still on his own Earth. So there's probably still an Earth, whether it is Earth 3 or something else, or Earth 2, because that's the JSA Earth, but that's probably a different Jay Garrick there. He's out there somewhere, most likely. I saw someone say, like, is he on Earth 1 now? Like, well, no, because he's an alternate version of Henry Allen, Barry's dad, so there can't be two of the same looking dude on the same Earth. Jonathan G. Rodriguez with the $2. Thank you very much for that. Is the multiverse back, or is Prime the only one? There's a multiverse, but don't expect us to be exploring the multiverse. So we are on Earth Prime with our heroes, but I think they're going to establish on the Flash, by the looks of it, that they can't read the multiverse at the moment. Like, they don't know how to travel it. So there might be something where maybe Barry wants to go either check on Harry and Jesse on Earth 2 or go see Jay Garrick or something along those lines, and it's impossible for them to do that. So that's what it looks like they're going to do there. So there's a multiverse, but in regards to when or if we explore it, that's sort of a wait and see, because it seems like they're going to make it a bit harder to do, if not maybe impossible to begin with. Yeah. Am I excited for the back half of this season, The Flash? I'm looking forward to it for a couple of reasons. Obviously, the fallout from Crisis and how things change and everything like that. I'm excited to see how they do the black hole thing. I'm intrigued by the Iris stuff, even though I'm not too sure how long it's going to last, whether it's just a handful of episodes, like a 3-4 episode arc. But it matters on the villain. They really do have to pick a good villain. I'm not usually one of those people that goes, we need a speedster villain. We need it now. I'm usually not one of those people. But I have a feeling that the way this season has gone and the way they're setting it up, I think we need a really threatening villain. Whether it is some sort of like overpowered Godspeed or some sort of like negative Flash. Like, honestly, if I had to make a prediction, I'd probably say negative Flash, because they set that up. They could do something where some blood that was combined with dark matter or the Speed Force gets into someone's system. Like Ramsey Rosso could return or is killed by someone or experimented on by Black Hole. Like, it wouldn't surprise me in the slightest if Ramsey Rosso somehow gets taken away by Black Hole and they do experiments on him, on his blood, and do some stuff around that. So Even if it's like really minor, obviously he went to that machine, but there could be like some like minor remnants of that like affected blood. So maybe Black Hole does something with that, and then it goes into someone, they become a negative Flash, or it is potentially like some sort of Red Death thing. They need to do like a decent sized big bad in regards to power levels. I don't think they can get away with doing another sort of like, oh, they can do this one thing that's fairly powerful, but really if we just counter that quickly, we could easily defeat them, like with Cicada and stuff like that. Yeah, they need to like do that a bit better. Can you please rank the 4 Crisis parts? 4, 5, 3, 1, 2. I think that's probably the best. 4, 5, 3, 1, 2. Yeah. So 4, 5, 3, 1, 2. I think that's the best way to put it. Is Flashpoint retcon due to Baby Sarah? I'm assuming Flash will make that clear. That's what I'm saying. If you have any questions about like, or if you're curious about anything in regards to, okay, well, did this happen, or did this not happen, or did this happen in this different way, or did something that didn't happen? Just wait, I guess, till the actual shows happen or air, because they should explain that. Obviously, with Sarah being there, you'd think the Flashpoint didn't happen, but maybe it still did, and something else changed in regards to that. Do you think in this new Earth the League of Assassins could still be around? Maybe, if they... Well, technically they didn't have to go on that mission to do all the Harbinger stuff, so... Well, no, but that didn't matter anyway, did it? What am I talking about? I don't know, maybe? I don't know, it's hard to tell. Where is Kid Flash? He will be in episode 14. Iris may die at the end of the season because she went undercover. I don't think Iris will be dying unless Candace Patton wants to leave the show. Is Laurel Earth 1 and Earth 2 merged? That's the insinuation that it seems like it's going to go down. It seems... Because that's one thing that people have sort of wanted, to sort of merge those two characters, like elements that people liked of Earth 1 Laurel, elements that people liked of Earth 2. If they were combined, that'd probably be the perfect Laurel character. So people have wanted that, and it seems like they're going to do that. So yeah, I think they said in episode 10, which is the Arrow finale, it'll be 100% clear. But episode 9, the backdoor pilot for Greeno and the Canaries, are sort of going to give hints to it, but not make it 100% clear. Is Green Lantern going to be on one of the shows now? Well, he's getting his own show on HBO Max. I was going to do actually a video on that today instead of a live stream. I thought I'd live stream, and that video should probably come out tomorrow, unless something happens that I need to do a video of. Why am I... Okay, there we go. They had to cut Paige's cameo to fit in the Bebo appearance. Yeah, so in the original cut, it actually wasn't Bebo. It actually wasn't Bebo. It was me with a picket sign saying Donna Smoke Rights. Unfortunately, that's why everyone was running, because no one wanted to be involved with that protest. I'm the only one that advocates for Donna Smoke Rights. Any Donna Smoke slander will result in bans from the channel. So that was the original scene there. The picket sign wasn't too big. However, they did a really good job, of focusing in on that picket sign. So the Donna Smoke Rights picket sign is currently still in Vancouver. It might go off for auction, but because the scene was replaced, they might not want to show us it. It's almost like the Reverse Flash cameo. You could say the Donna Smoke Rights scene and the Reverse Flash cameo, and both of them being deleted, they're pretty much the same. Which one was better? Which one deserved to be in the crossover more? I'd say Donna Smoke Rights. It was a pretty good scene. I was pretty heated. Someone said Mia Smoke for the win. They almost got stabbed with the picket sign because Donna Smoke Rights. Anyway. You'll never see it. Maybe on the DVD. Deleted scenes. Maybe. Release the Pagey cut. Let's get that trending. Screw the Snyder cut. The Pagey cut. The Donna Smoke cut. That's what it is. The Donna Smoke cut. Did you have any lines? No, I just screamed in a really annoying tone the entire time. Really fitting in with the Donna Smoke theme. Is Barry the leader of this new Justice League? I'd say so. I guess Oliver is like a honor the honorary member, if that makes sense, because it's in honor of him. But yeah. Need pictures or it didn't happen. If you go to Canada Graph's blog, you'll be able to see. He takes a shot right at the back. You can just see me. You can just see me. It's really hard. You might have to get like some sort of magnifying application to try and find me. So it's me going Super Saiyan. I guess you could call it that. That's me. Honestly, if Mia sits in that seat, I'm sorry, like, I will personally burn down the Green Arrow and the Canaries production offices. I will personally fly to wherever they are, whether in Vancouver, Los Angeles. There will be a Molotov cocktail through the window if Mia takes that seat. I swear to Jesus. I swear to Bebo. I swear to Donna Smoke Rights. There will be Molotov cocktail through the window. Honestly, I'd evacuate the building, but if people staying in there saying, no, Mia Smoke stays, you might be going down with the Molotov cocktail. I'm not too sure. Why was Superman so confused by the fact he had two sons? Well, they said the boys, so maybe he thought of some weird, I don't know, some weird swingers stuff. I don't know what was going on there. It was a bit weird, that scene. But yeah, hopefully it's somewhat explored. Pagey is live streaming from the Vanishing Point. I will be if Mia takes that seat. Hopefully that show is set in the future now. Actually, I didn't want that show to be set in the future, but now I want it 100% set in the future. No time travel allowed. Oh, Jesus Christ. If she's... No, set it in the future. This is making... Oh, God. This reminds me of when Ben, the DC TV show, was in a live stream with him, and he said Mia was a really good character, and I almost skitzed out. I'm having like traumatic visions of it. It's not good. It's not good. It's not good. It's not good. Did I cry when Oliver died? I'm on the... No, I'm not crying now. I just rub my eyes. It's going to be set in the future and she will be the only one in that seat. Honestly, if that's the case, I wouldn't care. But she does not deserve to be at that table. Leave Ben out of this. Ben needs to be included. Kenneth with the $5. All the Supergirl stuff was great in the crossover. Got more of a role to play. Yeah. The only thing I didn't like in regards to Supergirl stuff is that I don't think they needed to include the Lena stuff in part 1. That was like one thing in part 1. I was like, no one outside of the people that watch Supergirl understand what's going on here, and they really focused on the drama. And I was like, just save that for Supergirl. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that was the only thing I was like, I know, and I don't mind it. Like, I think it's good to sort of integrate parts of the show, whether it's the characters and everything. But when you involve storylines in a heavy way, where like not everyone watches Supergirl. Like the Flash is obviously the show that everyone watches. So when you include that stuff with Supergirl, it's just like you're sort of wasting time here. We could have done something else here. Whether it was another action battle, maybe it was to save money, just to quickly to have that stuff and eat up time. But that was one instance where I'm like, that doesn't work. But like a way in which it does work is saying like when Kate goes to meet Bruce and Luke Fox is like the living with Bruce Wayne. That's like a good example of it, using a character. I disagree. I'm not talking about Supergirl in regard. I'm not sure unless you're replying to someone else. I'm not too sure. If you're replying to me, also having Supergirl there, I'm talking about having plot lines like the whole when Alex and Lena are like colliding. Like, that's pointless. Like, we don't need that in the crossover. You save that for the actual Supergirl story. But Supergirl herself, I do like how she actually got a decent role. Like, she was actually, like, you could argue, probably the main character in this crossover. Correct me if I'm wrong. If you think about it, she's probably the main. Like, I know Barry does a decent amount, but Barry does go, like, AFK for a bit. So it's probably Supergirl? I'd say it's probably Supergirl is probably the main character. Like, I know Oliver was a big focus, but I'd probably say Supergirl got a lot of it. Miles, thank you for joining the membership. Greatly appreciated. Thank you for joining. And Scarlet Lightning 86 with the $2. Nora will return and be on Canaries. Lol. Honestly, it wouldn't surprise me if they really needed something, like some sort of future crap. If they needed to do it, it wouldn't surprise me if that happened. Super N Kids with the $2. Thank you very much for that. Greatly appreciated. How do I feel about the recent Flash trailer? Boom, boom, boom. Another plug. You can go watch it on my channel right now. Actually, watch it after the stream. We'll end the stream in a couple, actually, it might end in like 10 to 15 minutes. We'll do a bit more chatting. But yeah, you can go watch that video I uploaded a couple of days ago. It starts with how Crisis ending affects the Flash. That's the first handful of words from that video. So, yeah. Did you participate in the moment of silence for Oliver? I tried, but my brother started talking and I had to shush him. I can't remember. Well, I wasn't talking because I would have been talking myself. It would have been a bit weird if that was the case. So I guess I did. I hope that Lena hating Supergirl is no more. Well, it seems that Lena gets her memories back based off the trailer for the next Supergirl episode. So she probably does. Who is the second half villain of season 6? We don't know. The only casting that's come out is Sue Dearborn and the Eva McCulloch character who's Mirror Master. You basically see, it seems based off that trailer, even though you should go watch my video, I'll say this. It seems off that trailer that she gets her powers at the particle accelerator incident. So this might be one of the examples of something that's happened new on this Earth. Where she got her powers back then, but maybe they're not activating until this point now, or they went dormant, or she got rid of them and they came back. We'll find out, but she got them at the particle accelerator incident by the sounds of it. Wasn't I going to do reactions for the last episodes of Crisis? I was, and then my camera is, well, it just doesn't allow that. It was me being a noob, not realizing that both parts were on the same night. However, even though that camera thing is still an issue, and I actually think it would have been an issue filming for singular episodes as well, I have figured out a way to do it with my webcam, and I might do it on my computer. So it might be this setup, me watching the episode. It might look a bit weird. The angle might be weird, but I'll have to figure it out. But I might do it like this. So that means I might do a reaction to Green Arrow and the Canaries. Because the thing is, I don't really want to review it because I have a feeling it might be crap, you know what I mean? I think it might be a really boring review because I'm not looking forward to that episode. I'm really not looking forward to that episode that much. I'm intrigued by it, but even the trailer looks bang average. Like, the trailer for it makes me go, okay, it's exactly what I thought it would be, but just, it's just exactly what I thought it would be. But yeah, so I'm going to I'll watch the episode. I think I'm better off reacting to it than reviewing it. Yeah, I think that's the best way to go about it. Mia Smoker, she's terrible. The thing is that she was good in parts, but the writing is so bad for her. It was so bad for her. It's actually incredible how bad it was. The Mia in the future is going to be different, but then if you watch the trailer for that Green Arrow and the Canaries, Laurel has magic ring, whatever magic ring does. Well, we know what it does. It gives her memories back. So is it infused with Martian Manhunters? Then why does Laurel have? Hopefully they explain that properly. Not just this thing like, oh, I have a magic ring that makes you remember stuff. Hopefully that it's explained. I fear that it won't. And I'm not usually one that gets sort of hung up on little things like that, but that's a big thing because there's already the nitpicks around the fact that Martian Manhunter technically shouldn't be able to make people remember everything if he wasn't there, especially if he wasn't a native to that Earth, or that wasn't his home Earth, might I say. But yeah, so hopefully that's explained. I'm thinking the more I think about it, reacting it's probably the best way to go about it because then I don't have to think about it too much afterwards, and then say stuff in my review. So yeah. Will Watchmen ever cross over? I'd say no. Watchmen's ending. Yeah, it's only got one season. That news came out today. Damon Lindelof, who did it, doesn't want to do season 2. And the HBO only wanted to do it if Damon Lindelof stayed on. So it's gone. And I think it works. I think it just works as a one series or one season show. I think if you did more after it, you might ruin it. Do you think that Sue and Ralph's story might have changed a bit due to Crisis? Well, they never met, so it's not much to change. Unless you talk like the back. I think they'll keep the backstory and everything that we set up. Do you think Crisis set up a Justice League show in the future? No, I just set up that they're now like an official group that fights crime or fights big threats. When does the spin-off show start? The pilot is next week. The backdoor pilot is next week. It won't. If it gets picked up, it won't start till October later this year. Who do you think should play the Earth Prime Batman? I have no idea. Like they hinted at comic. Oh, they'll never do Batman. They'll never do Batman. They might do Bruce Wayne, and they probably will do Bruce Wayne. At Comic-Con last year, at the Batwoman screening, they said, and like the Batwoman panel, they were talking about like how the Journal and Batwoman would potentially and most likely lead up to a Bruce Wayne, or something to do with Bruce Wayne, which pretty much hinted at him showing up. And seeing that we saw the future Bruce Wayne in in Crisis, sorry, we should be able to get this a normal, like a younger version, I guess you could say, on Batwoman. Horcrux with the $2. Hi Alex, love your videos, best wishes, thank you. Pretty rare that someone calls me Alex in here, a bit weird, but anyway, thank you very much for that. Dreamer or Cisco, who would you choose? Do you mean in a battle? Probably Cisco, because Vibe is extremely overpowered. Before watching the shows, did you ever read any comics? Yeah, that's the whole point I watched them. That was like really the whole point I started YouTube as well, because no one was really doing like a lot of proper video. Like there was Charlie, but Charlie didn't do like proper videos on them. Like he just did like top 10 videos or something like that. Was it top 5 or top 10? Like he didn't really do much. Like say like something happened on the show. Like I'm trying to think of an example. Like say, like it already started by this point, but just an example. Like say they set up Flashpoint. There was no one doing videos like explaining Flashpoint for people that didn't know, or explaining what the end of season 2 meant with Flashpoint, giving references to the comic. No one did that. Nowadays, there's heaps of channels that did that. But back then, the only channel really out there was Charlie, and he only did like Emergency Awesome. For those that don't know who Charlie is, and he just did like the top 10 or top 5 videos, whatever it was. They weren't really reviews either. They were just like listing off the top 10 moments. I think he's changed how he does it now. But it was just like the top 10 things. So no one did it. So that's why I jumped on it. And that's pretty much why my channel grew. It didn't grow straight away. I didn't grow until about midway through season 2. And I started at the end of season 1 of The Flash. So there's about a 6-month period where like I think I got to like 4,000, 5,000 subs. And then I went up to like 40,000 in like a week or 2 weeks or something. There was like 2 trailers that came out, which I did like proper videos on with like comic references and stuff like that, and I just blew up. It was crazy. Do you think Tom Welling would return with his powers after the multiverse was saved? What happened to 3 Supermen appearing in one scene? In regards to Tom Welling, I'd say no. In regards to the 3 Supermen scene, it's another case of something that they said was in the crossover after they'd done filming that wasn't in the actual event. So it's sort of similar to the Reverse Flash thing, except in that case we saw him in the goddamn trailer. And in that case, they filmed the crossover. They said that happened, and it didn't happen. So if you go watch... sorry, let me have a drink. If you go watch I think it's the trailer Guggenheim uploaded. There's a shot with a Superman with a yellow S on his cape catching a helicopter, which isn't in Crisis. So what Superman is that? It wasn't Kingdom Come. It was now Earth 38 version. None of them have the yellow S on their cape. So what Superman was it? Was that the Superman that made the 3 Superman scene? Because it never happened in the episodes. What the hell happened there? How do you think Stargirl will handle the Justice Society? Well, it's old. The Justice Society is like in the past, so she's pretty much forming like a new one, but it's not going to be as many members. But you're going to see some old members like through flashbacks and stuff like that. I don't get the hype of Crisis. I thought the story was badly mishandled and they focused too much on getting as many cameos as possible. I don't really agree with that because people have been saying, oh my god, it's Crisis on Infinite cameos. And I'm like, man, if you go through the episodes and actually calculate the actual cameos, how much time they're on screen, I'm excluding people that actually had roles. So Kevin Conroy Batman doesn't count. That's not a cameo. That's a guest role. Kingdom Come Superman, that's not a cameo. That's a guest role. I'd count Tom Welling. That's a cameo because it's one proper scene. They cut it up. It's pretty much just one scene. If you put it all together, even if you include like the Ezra Miller Flash stuff, and even the stuff at the end and the beginning, it's like what, 4-5 minutes, 5 minutes of a what? What's that? 4-hour crossover? Yeah, it's fully like Crisis on Infinite cameos. 5 minutes of a what do you call it? 4-hour crossover. Like I think that's just people just trying to be smartasses for the sake of it. The story played out the way it needed to. 3.5 hours. Yeah, I went out to like 50 minutes, like and took away a bit, so I ended up about 240 minutes. But yeah, the story was how it needed to be. I can understand there's little things like what do you call it? Like in part 2, I thought they really mishandled some stuff. And it seemed like they were just trying to save some money in regards to that. And I didn't like the whole taking Oliver's body to the Lazarus pit because I felt like it was a whole waste of time. It meant nothing. Like, it really meant nothing. It was just like an excuse for them to go to Purgatory. But they didn't need to do that. They could literally cut out the Lucifer cameo, the whole trip to Purgatory, and them trying to revive Oliver's body. And that's about 15 minutes of screen time over parts 2 and 3, which could have been allocated elsewhere. Whether it's more Kingdom Come Superman or something along those lines. Because really, they could have just had it that Oliver wakes up in Purgatory and has more time with the Spectre. They could have given 10 more minutes of them explain the Spectre, Oliver getting decked out and maybe testing out that he's got this power, like feeling the power that he has within him and stuff like that. They could have done something like that and taken out him getting revived and stuff. I needed to do that. What did they do with the corpse? Well, it got wiped away on the Wave Rider. It was on the Wave Rider when, I think Sarah, when she gets taken away by Pariah to like the vanishing point, I think she's near Oliver's bed from memory. So he just got wiped away with the antimatter. That's where his body was. Oliver shouldn't have died in part 1. That created too many problems. That was the whole point. They sort of caught you off guard with it. I actually sort of didn't mind that he died in part 1. We caught everyone off guard. I don't think anyone was really expecting that. Like, I think when it started to lead to that and like he's dropped his bow and is running towards him, you're like, oh, he's probably going to die here. But no one was expecting that going into it. I heard he died twice, but I didn't think he was going to die at the freaking beginning of part 1. The end of part 1, sorry. Is the Backdoor Pilot on Arrow? Well, yeah, it's an Arrow spin-off, so it's Backdoor Pilot on Arrow next, this coming week. Cutting out the Lucifer cameo is stupid to say. Why? I've explained why they should have probably cut it. Where was Laurel? There was no real entry point to include Laurel. You could have had her in part 5, but the reason they didn't include her is because they want to. There's like Laurel's changed, and I don't think they wanted to actually hint at that in part 5. They probably wanted to leave that for Arrow to hint at and then properly explain the finale. So that's probably why they didn't include like Earth 2 Laurel and anything. Because you got to remember, the only like who gets brought in, Oliver and Mia get taken off Lian Yu. That's why Mia's there, and then Diggle gets brought in because he's the wife of Lila. So that's how he gets brought in. So there would have been a really difficult way to bring in Laurel. I guess you could say Sarah, but Sarah wasn't just leaving that whole situation. So it would have been difficult to bring in Laurel in that case. There was no real entry point for her outside of part 5, but we know why they didn't do that. She should have been there, but as I'm saying, there was no entry point. You can say she deserved to be there or something, but there has to be an entry point for her to be there. Oh, sorry, John Jarvis. I didn't see your super chat. Sorry. $5. Thinking about £5. Sorry. I have a theory regarding how Lex saved Tyler Hoechlin's Superman. Do you mean Tyler Hoechlin? Or do you mean Brandon Routh? Let me know. Let me know, John. Because do you mean Tyler or do you mean Brandon Routh? Anyway, let me know. Let me know. I'm sort of confused. Did I miss Geek Information's super chat? Just scrolling up to see if I can find it. Oh, Geek Information with the $5. Thank you very much for that. Are you cool with Charlie? He does a lot of clickbait titles. I got no issues with Charlie. People try to say that I have issues. I have literally no issues with Charlie. I've only talked to him a handful of times. Funnily enough, it's been him saying like ignore trolls. And actually warning me, which is pretty nice of him. But there was like this dude who was, I can't remember what he was doing. I'm not going to read the DM out, but it was like this dude, this other YouTuber who I won't name drop, even though I probably should. This other YouTuber who was like spreading crap about me. I think it was on Reddit. He was spreading crap about me on Reddit. That's what it was. Anyway, yeah, that's really it. In regards to the clickbait, I'm not going to comment on it. Like I'm not going to comment on it. I'm not going to be that guy. The only person I'll call out for clickbait is the DC TV show, Ben. I'm just joking, Ben, even though he's probably not watching, and Warstu. Yeah, Cal's there. Who asked about Cal? Someone asked about Cal. I can't see who it was now. Oh, there we go. Flash Freak 508. Where's Cal's appearance in Crisis? Unfortunately, he didn't get it. He was going to be side by side with me with the Donna Smoke Right sign. Unfortunately, we couldn't make that happen. Getting a pet overseas is a bit hard to do. Warstu is the paragon of clickbait. Wouldn't debate that. Why wasn't Reverse Flash in Crisis? Boom, scat. Another plug. Uploaded a video about it 5 3/4 hours ago. Go to the channel, click on it. I think it's literally called Why Reverse Flash Wasn't in Crisis on Infinite Earths. Click on it, watch it, give it a like, leave a comment. That's how you go about it. Thank you very much for watching. There's the little plug. Is Cisco leaving the show? Not from what I know, KG. If this was a year ago, then I guess we'd be talking about it. This stream is just for Paige to promote his videos. Well, if people present the opportunity, I'll definitely take it up. Now that the multiverse has been restarted, is there a chance that Paigey, Warstu, and Vullian will do a chat together now? Potentially. I might lose half of my brain cells. Especially, you would think it'd be from Warstu. Vullian's next level. Like, I think Vullian definitely... like, I accused Ben on Twitter of hitting his head and giving Duet the crossover #1 spot as the all-time Arrowverse crossovers. Pretty much anything Vullian says would be that to the max, whatever it is. That stupid TikTok thing. Yeah, I think I'd lose a few. I'd definitely lose a few. What Earth is Paigey from? 4, always 4. Apartment 4. Ben said you were all meeting up for Comic-Con this year. Ben and I were at Comic-Con last year. Sorry. He wore the same shirt 3 days in a row. So if you see him on Twitter, tell him he stinks because he wore the same shirt 3 days in a row in the middle of summer in America in a room full of sweaty people. Ben, wash your shirt. Talking to Vullian, he blocked me. He blocked me as well. He blocked me for no reason. I don't want to talk about him. He's a tool. What do I rate the crossover? 8.5 or something? 8.5. Yeah, if you see the DC TV show on Twitter... Actually, if you have Twitter... If you have Twitter... As in the site you tweet on... Click that and tell Ben to wash his shirt. Tweet at Ben on Twitter and tell him to wash his shirt. Don't tell him I sent you. Just tweet at him and say, Ben, wash your shirt. If you have Twitter. Obviously, if you don't have Twitter, make a Twitter and message him. Tweet him, Ben, wash your shirt. There we go. Let's see if we can do that. Yes, the tweeting site. So I'll spam the thing again a couple more times. Tweet at Ben. Wait, so is Oliver like fully dead? I actually thought the writers wouldn't have the balls to permanently kill him. He's dead. Like, he's dead to the public, but he probably still exists in like some sort of living way elsewhere. Most likely that area that Felicity went to at the end of last season of Arrow. I really like the friendship between Sarah and Barry during the crossover. I hope we see more of these two. We will. Definitely. Why wasn't Dinah fighting? Yeah, I saw that on Twitter. I think even Canada Grass posted a photo of it. I don't know what the hell happened there because they had to like CGI remove her. So that's super weird. I don't know what the hell happened there. Going to give the new Arrow show a try. Don't you think Katie Cassidy deserves for the fans to at least give it a chance? I think that's mainly why people should probably give it a chance, because Katie Cassidy probably deserves the respect because of the whole like way she was mistreated on Arrow. However, the show should have been Laurel. The show should have been Laurel and like a Birds of Prey-esque show. Like, don't call it Birds of Prey. Call it like just Canaries or something like that, or The Canaries or whatever you want to call it. And just have it be like Laurel with maybe Dinah and like one or two new female vigilantes. Like one could, whatever it might be. Maybe one's a metahuman, I don't know. Something along those lines they could do. Should have been Laurel leading it. They should have had Sarah and Laurel would be cool on the show, but I think if Legends is still there, it'd be weird to take Sarah out of it. I think if you take Sarah out of Legends, you may as well just end Legends. So yeah. Did they say that Argo was now on Earth Prime? Oh, they said Argo exists in that universe. So that universe where Earth Prime is, Argo's in that in the space. So yeah. Where was Iris when the Earth reboots? Well, I guess home. I don't know. I'm not too sure. Well, I guess she was undercover, wouldn't she? She would have been undercover, I guess, if this whole thing was changed. So she was probably undercover. If Legends goes to season 7, I'll start believing in miracles again. Honestly, you should start believing in miracles that it got to season 6, to be completely honest. Things you would change about Crisis? Some of the stuff in episode 2, like mainly like the whole reviving Oliver and stuff. That was like my main issue with that. Like, really, if you take out that whole trying to revive Oliver and then go to Purgatory in episode 3 as well, it's probably like 15 minutes maybe of stuff that they could have taken out and used on maybe some more Kingdom Come stuff, some more just Oliver in Purgatory with Spectre, like stuff like that. What do I think of the Green Lantern scene? I'm intrigued to see where it leads. I have a video tomorrow going out on the Green Lantern stuff because there's some info that came out in the show. And I talk about like just that end scene and what it meant and everything like that. What it's in reference to and stuff like that. So yeah, you'll hear it tomorrow. But then we wouldn't have got the Jonah Hex cameo. I really couldn't have cared less because he just came off as like a pervy creep. So it sort of wasn't the Jonah Hex that we'd met on Legends. It was a pervy creep version, so I prefer not to have that version, to be completely honest. Why is Superman the only one that didn't merge? Still two of them. Because it's a different Earth. Only Earth 38, Earth 1, and the Black Lightning Earth merged, from what we know. I heard some leaks that Skrek and Reverse Flash are the villains for the back half of Season 6 of The Flash, and Reverse Pagey will marry Astra. And next... Do you mean Shrek? Oh, and you said Reverse Page. Sorry, did I say Reverse Flash? Anyway. Very good meme, The Reverse. Jonah Hex was the most useless cameo of the whole crossover. I thought he was going to do something decent, because I remember that was like one of the set photos that came out. Like, they posted that on all the social medias and stuff, all the actors, and it was crap. He just came off as, like, as I said, like a pervy creep. Like, who did he try to hit on? Mia? Do you think we'll see Spectre again? Maybe, but maybe in the finale. Maybe they might do it in the finale of Arrow. I wouldn't expect it. But Mia should just be Black Star. She shouldn't be, like, what's the point of, like, honoring the Green Arrow at the end of Crisis, like, forming this memorial? There's going to be a statue of him in the Arrow finale, and then Mia just dons it. Like, that's the issue. Like, if she's in the future, if that crossover stays in the future, even though I don't like the fact that she's Green Arrow, I'm somewhat fine with it. But if she just comes back to present day and is automatically the new Green Arrow in present day, like literally a bit after her dad's died, then I'm not all for it. Doug Snyder with the $5. Thank you very much for that, Doug. Saddest I can't even speak. Saddest Arrowverse deaths. Number 1 is Axel the Rat. Honestly, it's up there. Martin Stein's probably up there as well, because just how that went. But Axel the Rat was shockingly, surprisingly sad. I couldn't believe. If you don't watch Legends, when Axel the Rat died, it was... I think every man that watched Legends teared up a bit. I was like, what the hell? I think the only reason it was sad was because it was Heatwave, Mick Rory's rat. Like, it was so random that it was sad. Like, anyway, whatever. Let's not think about it too much. I'm tearing up at the thought of it. God forbid a daughter take on the mantle of her father. If you don't deserve it, you don't deserve to take on the mantle. That's the whole point. Jose, are you listening? First you said WandaVision, now you're saying that. She's got to deserve it. She doesn't deserve it. That's the biggest issue. Like, if Mia had been here since... Well, it's impossible, I guess. But if she'd been here for a couple of seasons and then they wanted to go down that route, I would be somewhat fine with it. But it's the most forced character, I think, in the entire Arrowverse. I can't think of a more forced character. I don't think there is one. I know people are going to say Felicity, but Felicity worked earlier on. Mia never worked. In regards to consistently. Nah, you can't just force a character and then have that. That's what a show's for, to develop it. Had 2 seasons to develop it, mate. Nothing's happened. If it didn't work in 2 seasons, why is it going to work in randomly another season? I know I'm right. I know I'm right there. So, I know I'm right. I usually don't say things unless, at least in regards to that way, where, like, I'm pretty harsh on it, unless I know I'm right. Doug Snyder with the $2. Let's go back to a lighter mode. Hold on. Just getting that Mia crap out of my head. Doug Snyder with the $2. You should have a cameo on the next crossover. I'd love to. I don't know what the hell I'd be. As I've always said, if I was a cameo on The Flash, it'd be like some Iris... mistress. Oh, God, I want to be a mistress. Iris side piece. Let's go with that. Lego Paint 3, the last live stream's thumbnail was clickbait. No, it was playing with people's emotions. John Jarvis with the £5. If Lex doesn't replace Brandon Soups, then Brandon Soup would have been at the dawn of time. Could he have then replaced Tyler's Soups on Earth Prime? I guess technically, yes. I don't know. It's a bit confusing. I guess yes. Maybe that's why they did it. Yeah, it's a bit confusing. I guess so. I guess that's how it works. Yeah, I guess that's probably how it would have worked. Yeah. Confusing, I know what you mean. Yeah, like, it's confusing in the sense that if they didn't replace him, then that would have been a bit of an awkward thing. Ramon Red, welcome to the Blocked. You could play a Flash reporter like you make YouTube videos on the Flash in Central City and your rival to Iris, so Barry has to run you to the future. That'd be interesting. This one I like though. This one I love because it refers back to a previous meme. Yours truly says you can be the person helping Iris with her shopping, like carrying around her bags and stuff. This would connect back to the April Fool's video from 2 years ago with the, the Iris Goes Shopping meme. That would have been good. R17. R17? I think that's how it said. With the $2. Thank you very much for that. Any ideas what Earth Black Lightning is from? I think people were saying it was Earth something because it was like on a Earth 8 or something. Because on a thing on like a like when he came into Crisis, I think just before that or just after that, Lois said a certain Earth had been destroyed. But I think I read somewhere that it's like Earth 213 or something. Yeah, it said Earth 73, that's what it was. But I think I read somewhere that I think one of the producers said it was Earth 213 or something. Earth 213 or 203. I don't know what the numbers indicate. Earth 12 is Green Lantern. Yeah, I don't know what it was. They never actually clarified what it was, I don't think. But I think I read somewhere like it was Earth 213 or 203 or something like that. Might have to look it up. Well, it wasn't 203 then. Maybe it was 213. When did Black Lightning start? 2015. So, I don't know. I have to look it up. I remember reading something. And it was some of the people who were involved with Crisis. And that was like a question they got asked. And it was something like that. It was like 200 and something. Like it was a 3-digit Earth. Like how Earth 666 and stuff like that. I'll have to try and find it. Okay, sorry, I thought I got another donation to read out. Do you think the girl in the trailer for the Arrow spinoff is going to be the new Huntress because she shares the same last name as the original Huntress, Helena Bertinelli? I guess it's just weird that she's black. Like, there's been no indication that any Bertinelli's being African American. So, not at first, but after Crisis, I thought maybe she's older Sarah Diggle, and that's the connection to Mia, maybe. But I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do there because apparently there's a photo going around. I haven't been able to find the. It's one of the actors posted it, but it was all the future people, including Zoe, who I don't know if is alive in this future now. Technically, she shouldn't have died, but they had posted a photo with another actress, and she was like mixed race. She was black. She was half black, half white. Well, she looked mixed race at least, and obviously Sarah Diggle would be. So maybe that's her, but I don't know if Zoe's back or not because I hadn't heard if Zoe was filming. We'd heard that Connor Hawke was filming and that John Diggle Jr. was. No idea about William, but I'd assume he's in that backdoor pilot as well. Okay, John Jarvis with the £2. Thank you very much for that. So, Lex saved Superman. I guess technically he did. I can't click that super chat, which is really annoying. Who was it? There we go. The Doctor 14 Blu-ray reviews with the £2. Thank you very much for that. I miss Arthur Darvill on Legend of Tomorrow. Yeah, I sort of do as well. Like, Rip Hunter, like, sort of kept that show together in regards to, like, sanity. So, I'm sort of annoyed we haven't seen more of him. Or we haven't seen him for a while, at least. Obviously, I guess he died, but would have been nice if he didn't die. But I think Arthur Darvill's gone and done other stuff, like on like theater stuff as well. So, yeah, maybe we might get it. Maybe when in Legends last season, whenever that is, maybe he has a cameo. Who knows? But guys, I'm actually going to end the stream there. I've been streaming for about an hour and 50 minutes, much longer. I was only going to stream for about an hour. So this stream's gone almost double the length it was meant to be. But I guess time flies when you're having fun. So, thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the stream. Go watch my video from earlier today if you haven't watched it. If you don't, Bebo will storm through your door and he will not be kind. There will be vengeance had by young Bebo. Young Big Bebo. He will attack you. Obviously, if you've not watched any of my videos or some of my videos over the past couple of days, go check them out while you're not doing anything. Thanks for watching. Thank you to everyone that super chatted and donated and even joined the membership if you did. yeah, hopefully everyone has a good day, night, morning, evening, whatever you're doing. And I'll catch you on my next video. And I'll try and stream in a couple days' time, maybe like 4 or 5 days' time, maybe before the Arrow Day. So, yeah, watch out for then. And I'll catch you guys later. Goodbye.